Hey everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 25, Zielonka Hard Mode, episode 115. So, last time we did some harvesting and got a hay barn installed and filled it up, and that's what we've got left. It's about 120 odd thousand liters of hay and again of straw. The 250,000 liter max. I'm hoping to install an extension on it so I can get the rest of the hay and straw into it. In the meantime, though, we have a bit of work to do before we can leave June. Mainly, I just want to make this guy here. I'm going to leave the bales there. We're going to be picking up more bales on that guy in July, so there's no point in putting all this stuff away. I'm all poised to do the work out here. But what I do have to do is prep this field here. So we're going to get the fertilizing gear and we're going to fertilize it as is, and then we're going to cultivate it, and then we'll be able to plant it. Planting will happen in August, but we might as well fertilize it now. We could go ahead and move forward to July, actually, since we're not going to be planting anything on it until at least August. We could just move into July and then we can do things at the same time. I am trying to run that cow barn out of food so that I can get rid of the hay, which is forage that's in there. The other cow barn is at 47,000 food and they won't eat up anywhere near what is in there already, not to mention we've still got a mix in there. Now, if I recall, these cows eat about 30,000-ish food, 30,000 liters of food, these water buffalo. So maybe if I put another 10,000 in, then when I run them out, they actually won't end up at 0%. We won't lose any production, because they'll only have been out for a little bit, rather than being out all night. So I'm going to bring them up to about 26,000 liters, and which means I need to dump about 10,000 liters in here. So I'm going to do that. Nine or 10,000. Yeah. And hopefully that solves our issue. Now that's unfortunate. I guess it's not really a huge problem. That's going to be in the way if I put an extension, a silo extension on that. It could be an even bigger problem. Now that I'm here and I'm in the thing, I might as well just fill these guys up. I just need to make sure I am more vigilant on ensuring that the mix remains an actual TMR mix the entire time. So the goal is to get us out to an actual full-on big capacity on that hay barn. Hopefully that whole thing works out well, because it's not necessarily been I think I can make everything easier, more streamlined to work with if we can get the straw and the hay out of this shed and fill this shed with only silage. As you'll see when I make my next mix, we'll be pulling it hopefully from here. You just bring the mixer in. May have to make some more room on field 6 there, but you just bring the mixer in and dump however much straw and hay you need to complete your mix. So if I put 4 bales of silage in, then I just fill up the rest with straw and hay, and it works. I've done this in my pre-YouTube save already, operated like that. Although I had a silage bunker silo going in that, actually 2 of them, and I had a fully self-propelled TMR mixer that just ate from the ate from the silo bunker instead, and then filled in from there. So that was a really nice and easy way to work with that there. Oh, and my plan was actually to go to July before doing this, so now that I'm doing it, I'm just gonna complete it. I'll see you there. We'll do this and then we'll go to July. Okay, so that being done means we can actually move on to July. Although looking at this field, I'm wondering if July is when we're going to actually get to harvest it. But we'll be harvesting something in July, I hope. If not, then we'll just do the chores and move on from there. Otherwise, we'll be getting work done. Do believe we won't need fertilization again until after we need other work done, so we can drop these guys off. Alright, I'm gonna go move us on to July. I'll see you then. Okay, here we are in July. Let's have a look at the map. Yes, okay. So we can do mowing, and we have fields to harvest of varying types, I believe. So let's get the harvest started. And then we'll start thinking about mowing, although I think my mower tractor is actually in use down there, intended to pull the baler, which is fine. Get that on there. And once we've done the work this month, we can talk about, or not talk about, we can repair fuel and clean this dirty combine here. See if we're dropping straw. We are. So let's get a harvest in. I was a little worried, but I guess wheat is shorter than barley. Fully grown. Definitely shorter than sunflowers. But as we can see, sunflowers are not ready yet by a long shot. Yeah. So let's go see about our cows and our water buffalo. While we're out here, let's have a look at the chickens. The trailer's still got a good amount in it. Got a little bit of, I don't know, what was that, barley probably? Right, I just drove off into nowhere, the wrong place. Alright, back to it. and we get the cows seen to. Wow, not much. That's fine. I hope, actually, that we can... Thought there it would be eating more than that. We gotta look actually here if we want to see. Okay, the goats are doing well and have lots of milk. The cows are full and have milk, and the buffaloes are at 45% and completely out of food, which is perfect. We'll go dump this in there. And then we'll go make another mix. So the theory of how this works, anyway, is... Let's see how that silage is doing real quick while we're here. Yeah, 65%. The theory, anyway, and something I've done in practice several times, is we drop our silage in there, and I do believe it's 4 bales of silage. So we get one more, and hopefully our silage is ready next time. So we get this one more bale of silage in here. Now I will have to end up doing something with that hay, but that's a little more at your leisure type thing than the rest of this. So we're currently 50%. I am going to have to go empty that other guy, the combine, but so we want to get enough hay while leaving room for straw. So then we can go put our straw in and not overdo it. And now we have mixed ration. I don't know if that was the best place to put that, but that's where it is. The hay barn is where the hay barn is, and that's where the hay barn's gonna be. And that was a whole 47,000. So we could make a partial mix, but I'm going to worry about that later. Because we need to go get the trailer. We can get to the trailer. Oh, but that guy is in a bad spot. That's fine. We'll put him in a good spot. This looks more than half done, so I don't think I'll have to worry about another mid-run emptying session. Well, it's going to be 20,000 liters of wheat, plus another 15,000-ish, probably. Get this guy out of the way of at least, yeah, that'll be fine. This semi really doesn't like driving on anything but ground, which is unfortunate because there are other semis that operate just fine. Operate just fine off-road. Alright, that's going again. Let's get to this guy. Get started on the baling effort. And we're at 240, so that's good. And again, as with the last field, I'm not going to be super ultra picky about getting every last scrap. We're already having more straw than we know what to do with. So we're just selling it. In this case, however, my next baling job is going to be grass of some sort. Grass for silage, I imagine. Since we're going to need more silage. Doing 4 bales of silage every time. Maybe we make hay off the small field and silage off the big. But either way, we've got to leave this thing at a probably 20% or less straw. just so that it properly turns into grass, which is, I know, taking a little bit of an advantage of the mechanics of the game over what would really happen. Alright, let's have a look at what's next. It's all canola from here. Which is fine. Yeah, we'll go all the way around. Why not? So 28,000 wheat. Less than I thought. Thought it'd be more in the 36,000 range, but it is what it is. And we probably still have barley in there processing. We're probably maxed out on flour. Probably have an overage. We'll have to have a look at that. In fact, before we dump, let's look at that. So the grain mill has 45,000 barley and 134,000 flour. And the bakery is nowhere near max on flour, but still has 22,000. So this is going to be a drop in the bucket. But at least we solved our accidental hay overage issue. Like the bad mix causing the buffalo barn to have 80% effectiveness in it. And skewing my counts of how much food was needed. Now those eggs are never going to be picked up in the bakery until we get sugar. And we're not getting sugar till we sell a bunch of stuff and set up for and grow and harvest sugar beet and install a sugar mill and get that rolling. So that's probably big money January time would be my guess, is when we'll start going through eggs at the bakery. I don't think there's any reason to start producing strawberries yet. But so we're not going to do that. You are actually literally blocked by that object, aren't you? Really? You really that much? It was that much. Okay, that's those bales. Of course, We're stuck there, but yeah, we're not gonna go through and get the rest of this stuff. That's probably just about enough. We're gonna take this straight back over. And get going on grass. Silage, making silage. Yeah, it's the Painter making the silage. I need to leave this thing out. We do need to go get goat's milk soon. Just to clean that area out. Alright, I gotta get this guy going on cultivating this field here. And get around to here to see if we can pick up. Hopefully that guy will last to the end of that row, if and we're lucky. And that, my friends, is how you get run over by a cultivator. You don't get the operator's attention first. You just try to run around behind it while he's just working away. It helps if you're wearing brown or light brown or camo gear. Just to make sure he doesn't see you. Now I'm thinking what I might want to do is slap just another one of these exact hay barns down right on the other side of this one so that it's a longer tunnel. And then we have an equal amount. We can fill one side with hay and one side with straw, and it won't actually cause any real issues because we won't have to try to balance how much straw is in there versus how much hay is in there. Now we'll lose more of that field, but I had talked about wanting to sacrifice that field. Well, not wanting to, but how sacrificing that field was acceptable anyway, so that's not a huge deal. So if we do that, then I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to calculate or think. I can just know at a glance how much hay I've got, how much straw I've got, whether those are remaining balanced. Now we're going to fill this fertilizer up and with fertilizer. And then we're going to go fertilize up those other fields before we cultivate them. And looking at the calendar, it's canola in August for planting, and then we plant wheat and barley in September. So we got to think through that stuff. September is also, if I recall, sunflower harvest. So if I wanted to use the direct drill, I wouldn't need to cultivate, which means I would need to change the field state. Kind of by letting it go a month before we could get the benefit of re-fertilizing like we are. So it's good that I'm going to do that early. Yes, goats. I'd say the goats probably have more than a year of food sitting there still with what's stashed in the off to the side there as well. Now we're going to put you on the baler, but we are over time as it is. I'm trying to keep my videos a reasonable length of time. And so that means these guys will sit out. We'll probably do more in July. I guess we do want to fill that stuff. This harvest is done, so that's good. So we just need to empty this guy. And then we can finish all this stuff up next episode. These are the heavy work months, or part of them. You know, summer, fall, and because we're doing a lot of poplar, we do have some heavy work in the winter, but spring is pretty much just a drive-through. We're gonna go get these into into the oil mill right away, but we'll pick up that combine and put it away next episode. Let that get that fertilizer and cultivating done this episode. The fertilizer will be done soon, probably before we even get over to it. This cultivating won't take too long either. So next episode we'll have to bale and wrap the grass we cut. We'll have to cut the other field. And finish our prep on these fields we just harvested. And plan, I think we want sunflowers to be moved to different fields. I know it's not necessary, but it feels weird to not do some form of crop rotation. I don't always want to be doing sunflower in those fields. You know, this is a fine place to leave this thing parked until we need it again. It's out of the way. So let's have a look while that's still going. Let's have a look at our stock. So again, October is dairy and bread month. Nope, January is bread month. October is dairy month. And January for bread. And then, yeah, we don't have that much sunflower oil, so apparently I did manage to remember to sell it then. And canola oil, we only have 87 liters. I ought to make sure the bakery is running bread. The dairy is running all of its things, although we could bring it more goat milk. The grain mill could be running wheat flour now. The greenhouses are fine. And the oil mill is running canola and does not have any more sunflowers. Oh, it's not running canola. There, now it's running canola. And that's all the productions currently. So now it's just about finishing this cultivation. We'll go put this guy away. Well, we won't put him away. But he can run next time. I guess we really ought to clean a couple of eggs out of here, and the cultivation is still going, so we might as well stack some eggs. Alright, that's it for this episode. We are prepped for next episode in terms of having some machinery out and ready to rock. It'll still be July, so it's not like I'm leaving it out overnight. And we will get the rest of July's work done next time. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will catch you next time.